Okay, we're just going to take a look at an FRC frog stretch with our PAILS and rails contractions. So we're going to set up, you'll want something soft under the knees. So here I've got the yoga mat. If still that's too much for you, you might want yoga blocks or ab mats. You're going to make the knees nice and wide in this position. Now I could set this up on the hands. I can push the hips back, I can bring the hips forward, I can come down onto the elbows, I can bring the feet together, or I can have the feet apart. Again, sit the hips back. Try and find where you feel the stretch the best in the adductors and in the hips, okay? So whereabouts can you find that stretch? Once you figure out which position is best for you, I want you to hold this passive stretch for roughly 2 minutes, and I want you to focus on the breath. So if I inhale for 4 seconds, I want to try to exhale for 8 seconds. Try to make the exhale twice as long as the inhale, just so we're a little bit more parasympathetic and we try and relax into the stretch. Once you get to the end of the 2 minutes, we're going to start to work on our PAILS contraction. So this is trying to contract the stuff we're stretching. So we're going to try to think about pushing the knees down into the ground at a 45-degree angle as if we're trying to shut the legs. Before we do that, we want to create tension in the body. So I'm making fists, I'm squeezing my lats, deep breath in, packing the air down, creating tension, and then just thinking about shutting the knees. We don't go from 0 to 100. So we're in this position, we create tension, we make around about 20%. So feel the adductors are working, pushing the knees into the ground, 20% contraction. Then we'll try to build up to 40, and go 21, 22, 23, just build up step by step, creating that tension. Once you get to 40, continue to 60. Squeezing the knees together, pushing into the ground, trying to shut the legs. When you get to 60, move to 80. When you get to 80, safest contraction you can do, squeeze tight, everything in the body's still working, every muscle's contracting, trying to shut the legs, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. I want you to hold that 100% contraction for 15 seconds. When you get to the end of the 15 seconds, we relax, don't come out of the stretch. Now we do our rails contraction. I want you to sit the hips back further, and I want you to imagine you're trying to lift the knees off the ground. It's not going to happen, but you're trying to pull the knees apart, and you're trying to sit the hips back, still contracting every muscle in the body. Hold that for 15 seconds. Keep contracting, keep sitting the hips back. When you get to the end of that 15 seconds, relax again. Breathe out. Now I just don't want you to come out of the stretch. I want you to sit here now in a passive stretch for another 60 seconds. Now you're deeper in the stretch. Again, we can hunt. So I might want to come up. Does that increase the stretch? Can I push the hips back further? Maybe I come down, push the hips back further. Find the stretch again. Where is best? Where's the deepest stretch you can feel in the hips? Again, focus on the breathing for this 60 seconds. If the inhale is 4, the exhale is 8. The exhale is double the length of the inhale. When you get to the end of that 60 seconds, I want another round of the PAILS and rails contraction. So again, we create tension. Deep breath in, pack the air down. Everything nice and tight. We start to build. So 20%, adductors engage, push the knees into the ground, try and shut the legs. Build to 40, keep the tension. Build to 60, keep the tension. Build to 80, build to 100. When you get to 100, you're contracting everything nice and hard. Push the knees into the ground. Hold for 15 seconds. When you get to the end of the 15 seconds, relax into the stretch. Create the tension. Now rails, we sit the hips back further, we pull the knees apart, and again we hold this contraction of trying to pull the knees apart for 15 seconds. When you get to the end of that 15 seconds, relax again. Try and take 2 or 3 deep diaphragmic breaths. And once you've done your 3 breaths, then you can slowly take your time, work your way out of that stretch. Okay, you should feel that you've had a good workout on the inner thigh there and really started to release those adductors.